Studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Hey, this is Chris from the Ticket Stub. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hello, everyone. I am Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News from Lone Star Community Radio in downtown Conroe at the Conroe Towers. And this is live streaming on irlonestar.com, FM 104.5, 106.1, Facebook Live, Conroe Culture News, and also we put on the Conroe Cable TV, and it's live streaming on YouTube. So our first segment today is going to talk about Big Love Cancer Care with my guest Meody Chandler. And the second segment will be Spring Creek Area Blue Star Mothers. You can find out all about what that organization is. It's a Congressional organization, nonprofit, and we'll hear from Heather Herlong, who's the president, Cara Johnson, the first VP, and Christine Hofmann, the financial secretary. The show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic and Team Sinisi Real Estate Group. Roger Stein Chiropractic, they're located at 3033 West Davis by Conroe High School off 105 and by Taco Bell. They treat all ages of patients from pregnant mothers all the way to small children to elderly people like myself and infants, seniors, weekend athletes to professionals, and they help with relieving optimal pain through chiropractic care, and it's just so good. I have been a patient myself and still am. She does a wonderful job, Stacy Rogers. She also has 4 other doctors there, bilingual. One guy even does chiropractic care for horses. Yes. So go to 3033 West Davis, and they will help you out. And if you're a first-time patient, it's only $25, and that is donated right back to CASA. And CASA, as you may or may not know, is a nonprofit organization helping kids in CPS care. And right now, there's not enough places for these kids that are in CPS care. So that is Roger Stein Chiropractic. The other sponsor I want to give kudos to is Team Sinisi Real Estate Group, and they are serving the greater Montgomery County area for buying, selling, or investing in your home. 281-507-9777, Team Sinisi, because it's Sinisi name to remember. So a few things going on around town. This is another weekend of the Players Theater Company coming up with Disney's Newsies. I'm tongue twister today. So that is at the Owen Theater, and that's a great production with a lot of kids singing and dancing. It's fabulous. If you haven't seen Newsies in the past, you need to go see it. Great choreography. You can get tickets available at owentheater.com. The University of St. Thomas Mack Center in downtown Conroe on the east side of the courthouse on Main is hosting a creative writing 8-week workshop for writers of all levels, covering poetry, essay, short fiction, and it's taught by Texas Poet Laureate Dave Parsons. It's going to be on Fridays from 1 to 4, and it starts this Friday, March 25th. You can go over there to the center and ask them about it, or you can go to ustmaxcenter.com to find out more. I bet a lot of people don't know that there's a Habitat for Humanity in Montgomery County with a whole community that builds houses. Well, if you are in need of a new home or home repair, yes, they have a home repair program. You can find out about it this Saturday, March 26th, at the Montgomery County Central Library, right down the road over here at 104 I-45, and they are there from 9:30 to 3:30. You can fill out an application there. You don't have to have an appointment, and you can find out, well, you can find out how to volunteer too and build a home. That would be great because they have those many opportunities to do that. But you can find out what it takes to have a new home or have your home repaired. So I also want to mention that the city of Conroe does a lot of really fun things. And there's a couple of big events that are coming up because it's spring now. We may not see it and feel it today, but it is spring. And a couple things happen in the spring. The Easter Bunny comes. So they will be doing the Easter egg hunts for all ages, 18 months to 10 years old at Carl Barton Jr. Park Softball Complex. And that will happen on April 9th. I have taken my granddaughters there. It's so much fun because they take them all off by their age in different areas to hunt for the eggs. And of course, the younger ones go with the parents or grandparents or whatever with their baskets. And they are so excited to do this for the first time. Now, as you get older, 10 to 12-year-olds, they're a little more wild and you just let them go. But they do that by age so that the older kids don't knock down the younger ones when they're hunting the eggs. So again, that's April 9th from 10 to 12 at Carl Barton Jr. Park. And another fan favorite of people, locals and visitors, is the First Thursday concert series. It's back, and of course it's on First Thursdays, April through September, and the first one will be April 14th with the music of Dirty River Boys, starting at 7 p.m. So the one after that, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, will be a Beatles tribute. So with the Fab Five. So that's a few of the things going on. And we're going to take a quick break. And we will be right back with my first guest, Meody Chander with Big Love Cancer Care.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
Vell Institute, a 501c3 nonprofit, began in 2014 with a mission to strengthen the future of veterans through leadership and entrepreneurship training. We've invested over 1,400 hours of training in our veterans while connecting them with community entrepreneurs and leaders. Our mission is to continue investing in our veterans who have given so much for our country. Please join us in our mission by visiting vellinstitute.org. That's VELinstitute.org.
And we are back with our first segment today, Big Love Cancer Care with Meody Chander. Meody is a development director of Big Love Cancer Care, and I bet a lot of you have not heard about this organization before, so I'm very excited to share Meody with you. So Meody, tell me a little bit about the organization.
First of all, thank you so much for having me, Margie. So we have actually been around for 15 years. Big Love we exist to help families ease the burden and journey of childhood cancer. So you can't talk about Big Love without first talking about Brooke. Brooke Phillips is the daughter of our founders, Jessica and Cheney Phillips. She was diagnosed with leukemia at age 3. She fought very hard and for 2 years, but she passed when she was 5. And the big in Big Love stands for Brooke's Incredible Gift, because how she was. When she was in the hospital, they were at Texas Children's, and she was always thinking about the other children on the floor that were sick.
Even at a young age?
Yes, even at a young age. So she would want to stop and pray for somebody if they were crying, or bring them a toy, or comfort them. And so what her parents wanted to do was just allow her memory to live on and be a support for those families going through the same thing they experienced while they were in the hospital. So what makes us different than other nonprofits for pediatric cancer is we spend no money on research or awareness. All of the money that we raise goes directly to the families to help them in their time of need. So very tangible needs that we're able to fulfill.
So what kind of things do you help with the patients and the parents?
So we have about 20 programs that we support at 8 different hospitals across Texas. Here in Houston, we're at MD Anderson and Texas Children's, all 3 campuses. So to dive into what we do, the hospital only feeds the patient. So if a parent is with their child in the hospital for months on end, they don't want to leave their child every time they need to get food and go, and the expense, number one, but also having to leave them. So we provide stocked pantries and refrigerators on the cancer unit floor so that families can run down there and grab food and come back.
Nice.
And just be with their children. We also do food deliveries. So we partner with HEB and we deliver 136 meals every Friday to Wallace Tower down at the medical center for those families on Fridays. We do that 52 weeks out of the year. Other programs that we have, that one of the things that drew me into this organization was our wish lists and our wish bags. So every single week, one of the child life workers or social workers goes in and asks the child, what are 5 things you want this week? Or, one big thing. And they write that down. Our volunteers go shop, and then 48 hours later, they deliver their wish bags. So we've heard from those families and those kids, my child looks so forward to Tuesdays because that's when Big Love comes in with their wishes.
What kind of things are on the wish list?
Oh, it varies. So the first time I got to fill the wish bags was really neat for me. There was a 4-year-old little girl that wanted everything pink, rainbows, and unicorns. So we found a little pop-up chair that had a little pink, unicorn and a rainbow on the back of it, and a little sippy cup. In that same delivery, there was a 15-year-old boy and a 13-year-old boy, and they just wanted junk. They wanted hot flamin' Cheetos. They wanted, candy. One of them wanted a bunch of candy and an Oral-B electric toothbrush. I was guessing his mother required the toothbrush. But yeah, it just, we
and it's not just small kids, like you mentioned. It's adolescents.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Teenagers.
Up to 21 years old is who we serve. So, and there's no application process for us. So every single person that is on that cancer unit floor is going to be served by Big Love. When there is a new diagnosis, every single person is going to get a new diagnosis basket. And I was talking to a mom last week. She's actually now a member of our Houston Advisory Board, whose daughter was diagnosed at 15. She said the pediatrician said immediately, y'all need to go down to Texas Children's. They got down there, and that happens a lot. There's no time to go home and pack a bag. So when they got there that night, she realized she needed a toothbrush. Well, we had delivered a new diagnosis basket that had those essential toiletries for the families.
Wow.
So those things that, that sometimes you don't think about needing, and then you have that need, and we're able to support that.
It's just there, and that's always a blessing, because when you're having a tragedy take place, you can't think straight. All you can think about is
it's putting one
getting
foot in
through
front of the other.
The tragedy. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing. So I hate to ask this, but are there children that recover then from the cancer treatment?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So our board is actually made up primarily of families who have either lost children or who have surviving children. And those kiddos are some of our ambassadors. So they'll come out to events that we have throughout the year, fundraising events, and they'll talk about, their journey and their strength and their hope and how Big Love helped them. But we do have an ambassador program for those kiddos that are survivors and that are doing well today.
And I'm sure their testimony is very strong.
Yes.
And how they lived through it and how Big Love made an influence on their lives.
Yes.
So you mentioned that you provide service every week of the year.
Yes.
Not just for holidays, a special Christmas push or something like that,
Yes.
but you're there. Do you do anything special for birthdays?
Well, for birthdays, yes, we will do birthday parties on the unit floor. Now, that was pre-COVID. So since COVID happened, the restrictions in the hospital have really clamped down with volunteers being able to go onto the floor. We're not able to go back in yet. Hopefully that will be lifted soon. But we used to be able to do birthday parties for the kids for their birthdays. We do holiday bags, so every single Valentine's Day, Christmas, Halloween, Mother's Day, Father's Day, because those guys are spending time in the hospital during those days. We get to make it a little bit more special. Yes.
No, that's great.
Yes.
So tell me about some of the ways that people can donate besides monetary. What else can they help with?
So we always need great volunteers. Like I said, we shop for wish bags, and then those are delivered to the hospital every single week here in Houston. Also in Austin, we're at Dell Children's. So we could use volunteers for the shopping, for the deliveries. Again, since we're not able to go into the hospital yet, it's a curbside delivery, so it's relatively quick to be able to just drop those toys off, but or whatever's in the wish bags off. But so we can use volunteers for that. We also love to have volunteers come to our fundraising events. So we have about 5 or 6 fundraising events throughout the year, and those help us raise funds to get to do what we do. So we always need volunteers for those. So if you find us on social media, you can kind of follow what we're doing. We always post more, information about what we're doing and what's coming up next for volunteers that want to help out.
So let's go over that. Your Facebook page is Big Love Cancer Care, and you also have Instagram.
We do.
And your website is biglovecancercare.org. I love how everything's always the same.
Yes.
Just so makes sense. So you need donations of food, clothing, toiletries, gas cards, and many other things.
So those are all things that people can donate if they wanted to do like a drive at their school, or if they want to do a drive at work. We can certainly use those. We have a storage facility where we keep all the toys, and we stock the toy closets at all the hospitals.
New toys,
yes. Unwrapped new toys that are, well, not wrapped, but like new and packaged.
So they have to be sanitary.
Yes, exactly. There's, restrictions with the hospital, but every time a child gets a prick or a poke or an infusion or something, some treatment, they get a ticket and they get to go to the toy closet. So they love that, and we get to stock those toy closets on a monthly basis.
They learn about that real fast.
Oh yeah, that's the bright spot in their day.
So I saw some interesting things on your website this morning. You have a comfort cart. And hospital staff appreciation. Tell me something about those things.
Yeah, absolutely. So the comfort cart is a part of our services that will be there for families who have a terminal diagnosis or who are, toward end of life. We also have our LIFT program, which is Love in Fragile Times. And this triples the budget for the weekly wishes. So we want to make that child and that family as comfortable as possible in those last weeks that they have together. So we are able to provide on the comfort card. It goes around and it has things like aromatherapy and things that can, bring comfort to them. The LIFT program is a way that we meet those more urgent needs of that. If there's a relapse or if there's a home situation that needs, help. So we had a 13-year-old boy who was sent home on hospice care, and we found out that they were living in a travel trailer and he was sleeping on a 6-inch piece of foam. That was his bed. And so we were able to provide a bed for that young man to go home to. We also cover the expenses of a funeral if a family needs help in that way. Just those more urgent needs.
How do you find out about those things?
So they all come through social workers. So the social workers will find out who are working closely with the family while they're in the hospital or when they get out of the hospital, and they will let us know that there is a need, and then we're able to fulfill that.
Sounds like such a blessing.
It really is.
Because you really just want to be with your child.
Exactly. You don't want to have to think about that
anything.
Kind of stuff.
You don't want to think about anything.
Exactly. And you want to be able to focus on your child. And we don't lose sight of the siblings as well in this. So we were a part of, we got a grant from from Livestrong last year to be able to expand our services for when it's a palliative care and when it's end of life and how we can help with those families. Because what we realized is, when a family loses a child and then they leave the hospital, not only have they just lost a child, but they also lose that entire support network of those other families and the nursing staff and everybody that they were with at the hospital. So we wanted to be able to kind of close that circle and bridge that gap for them. So we use that to create our Love Strong program. Basically, what this is support for the families and the siblings. So we
That's
have
very important.
Support groups called Sib Strong that are about to launch. They're going to be groups led by licensed professionals who can help kiddos when there's a diagnosis or they've lost a sibling. And then also for the parents, we have bereavement groups. But yeah, we connect families who have all kind of gone through this or are going through this, and that network of support has proven to be very beneficial for them.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that, but I know that the grief is very strong. At what age do you have to be able to volunteer?
So you have to be 18. Right now, you don't have to have a badge for any of the hospitals because, again, they're not letting volunteers inside. But we could use volunteers for, like I said, the curbside drop-off of both meals and the wish bags. So those meals on Fridays that we deliver to Wallace Tower are picked up from the HEB right near the medical center and then carried over and dropped off at around 11:30 on Fridays. So, yeah, it would be 18 to go inside the hospital.
So what is the best way to either volunteer, get involved, help you out, donate? What is the best way?
So if you want to volunteer, we have a volunteer training. It's very brief. It's about 30, 45 minutes. It's done via Zoom a couple times a month. I just attended the other day just to kind of see what our volunteers go through. And basically you go on our website and just click on Become a Volunteer. And that will bring you to a spot where you can fill out your information.
Big Love Cancer Care.
Care.org. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So once they do that, then Katie, our trainer, will reach out and let you know about the next time and volunteer. If you want to donate, we have a donate page on our website. If you have a school that might want to get involved or a corporation, they can reach out directly to me through my email address, melody@biglovecancercare.org, or my phone number.
Well, very good. I love this. So you have an event coming up May 6th.
We do. We're so excited. It's our 5th annual Clays for Kids. So it's a clay shoot. It's happening here in Conroe at the Blackwood Gun Club. It's going to be a really fun day. It includes breakfast, lunch, drinks, and a t-shirt with your registration. You can sign up as a team. We're going to have teams of 4 that go out, or you can sign up as an individual, and then we'll group you with 3 others, or, with other individual people that sign up. But it's going to be a great day. The beginning is at 8:30. I think the safety talk is at 7:30 on Friday the 6th.
Well, what's amazing about that, I was looking at that this morning, and you can sponsor in the name of a child,
Yes.
too,
Yes.
in memory of a child.
Yes. And all of those sponsorships, we do have a couple sponsorships that are still available. All of those will go directly to the programs that I just talked about.
Wow. I love hearing this. So what have we not mentioned?
I think that captures.
Is that pretty much
I
it?
think that captures most of it. We are excited. We just moved into 2 new hospitals, so now we serve 8 hospitals across Texas. So we're at Austin and Dell Children's. We're in Houston at Methodist. In San Antonio at Methodist, and we just moved into Brooks Army Base Hospital. We had a mom call us. Her husband was deployed, and she called us because she heard about us. She had a 3-year-old in the hospital, and she said, there is not a toy in this hospital. Can you guys please help? And so our director of ops made a few phone calls. We got in to serve the hospital now. So Big Love is now providing services to everyone at that hospital, and they serve all branches of the military.
And you're in Temple.
And we're also in Temple. We just got to McLean Children's in Temple.
Yeah,
So
that's close to Fort Hood.
yes.
Wow. Okay. So go to their Facebook page, Big Love Cancer Care. You can Google it. You can find it pretty easy. And biglovecancercare.org. Melody, I appreciate you sharing information about Big Love Cancer Care and all the programs. And, I'm excited to hear about it. Anything to help the kids, the parents, when they're going through the worst days of their life.
Yes.
As a parent who recently lost a child, there's nothing worse.
Yeah.
And I know that you're also a member of some of the chambers as well. They might be able to see you there and get connected as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm at the Woodlands Chamber, the Conroe, and Magnolia Chamber.
Very good.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Margie, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Want to check out the fastest growing sport in the world? It's right here in Conroe, Texas, and it's roller derby. Conroe Roller Derby is a nonprofit recreational league of women and men who want you to come and check out the fast-paced, hard-hitting game of roller derby. The Conroe Cutthroats practice at Rainbow Roller Rink on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can find our game schedule and more information on our website, www.conroerollerderby.com.
Hey, tune in to the Bridge Podcast TX Tuesdays at 11 a.m., where we are connecting commerce with community, interviewing business owners and leaders in the community, allowing the audience to peek behind the curtain of what inspires, motivates, drives these individuals to have meaningful, positive impact in this community. For more information about the show, log into irlonestar.com/TBPTX.
And we are back. Again, I'm your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. And this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic and Team Sinisi Real Estate Group. So in the second segment today, we are here with Spring Creek Area Blue Star Mothers. I have Heather Herlong, who's the president, and Cara Johnson is the first vice president, sitting with me across the table. And again, they are with Blue Star Mothers of America, the Spring Creek Area Blue Star Mothers. This chapter was started a year ago.
Yes,
March? You might want to push that microphone right up to you. March, so 1 year. And tell me a little bit about the organization, either one of you.
Okay. The organization as a national chapter was formed in 1942 with 3,000 mothers of service members that saw a lacking in support for each other, for one, and then being able to share experiences. So ever since 1942, Blue Star Mothers have gathered all over the nation to start new chapters, and we started in March of last year. We started Spring Creek here in Montgomery County, so we serve all of Montgomery County.
Were y'all part of it when it started?
I'm one of the founding members.
Were you
yes.
part of it, Cara?
I came on right after they started,
Mm-hmm.
and they contacted me and asked me if I would join and be a board member. And knowing
There you
Heather,
are.
I said, let's do it.
Okay, good. And do you both live in Montgomery County here?
Yes, I do.
Yes, Cara does. I used to. I live in Kingwood,
Okay.
but I work in Montgomery County, so I'm in Montgomery County all the time.
It's all in the community.
Yeah, it's all in the community.
Very good. How many members do you have now?
Right now, which is so exciting, with our birthday bash this past Saturday, we were able to acquire 3 more, so we're up to 20 members now, and rising. Yes, which is very good, and we're just welcoming more, as many as we can possibly get.
So let's talk about the mission. Why is there this chapter? What do the ladies do?
So the mission is, what we do is we have a couple of programs. We have care packages that we send to deployed military. We have a veteran outreach where we provide support, care packages to veterans here in Montgomery County, and then we also provide support to the military families. We also provide support to one another. The Blue Star moms are moms, stepmoms, guardians of sons and daughters who are enlisted in the military or are veterans. And one of the most important things I think that we do is support one another.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big.
But guys can be members, right?
Oh, yes, and the more the merrier. Yes, because we have all kinds of cool activities for the guys. Cara's husband owns several military vehicles, so anytime we participate with other affiliates of ours, meaning other nonprofits that we support in the area, as well as our hosting our own events, Cara's husband, my husband, we gather as many men as we possibly can to help out, and they'll ride in the vehicles in parades, or they'll help us.
You need to be in parades.
Yes, we need to be in the parades, and then we also, anytime we're dealing with care packages, from packing the care packages themselves to getting them moved. For instance, since Saturday, we have between last quarter and this quarter, we have accumulated just under 300 packages. Well, that's a lot of boxes to move. Do you know what I mean? And so we get the guys involved in that. We want to start having convoys. So that
would be fun.
Oh, how much fun riding down the road to go deliver all the care packages. And then, of course, outreach. There's just as many, the fathers and the stepfathers and even friends, male supporters. We all have those experiences, and everybody needs to have a time to share those experiences, because those experiences not only share our story but our legacy, but it also just connects the community.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, only moms are members. We have associate members, and that can be dads, friends, extended family.
Yeah.
we welcome everyone.
Yeah.
Tell me about the retired flags and what you do with them.
Okay, so
I think it's pretty cool.
It really is, and it's so hard.
How do you get the flags?
Okay, so first, how we get the flags is we have 2 donation locations. That's Honor Cafe, and also the VFW 4709. We have barrels that have our name on them, and you can just retire your flags at any time there. And then we collect the flags. We conduct a retirement ceremony, just as the flag, the code for the flag under congressional advisement, and then we use the stars to provide a program to let our veterans and our active duty and military families know that they are never forgotten, their service is never forgotten, and that we appreciate. Yes. Margie has one. Yes, Margie has one. This started when I served. A group of Blue Star mothers visited Fort Bragg, and they were introducing themselves and just offering support. And this was back in the 90s. And they gave me a star, and it had a little message that I wasn't forgotten and that they appreciated me. And being away from home and having, whether you're in wartime or peacetime, we're providing services 365 days a year, holidays, no holidays, it doesn't really matter. We're always working. And to have them acknowledge me like that, it was just so special.
Yeah.
And so I carried that star around for years, up until this past October. And then I passed it along to someone who needed it. And so when we founded the chapter, that was something that was really important to me. That was like, hey, y'all, we really want to be able to say thank you every day, no matter what. And this is something that they can carry around in their pocket. So once we retire them, and we use the stars for this program, for Stars for Heroes, then we have multiple affiliates that do a second ceremony. So this gives Boy Scouts a chance to learn how to handle the flag and to retire the flag, and youth groups as well. So right now we have 2 affiliate nonprofits that we work with that we do the second retirement ceremony with. And then now, since Saturday, we just acquired a 3rd. So,
what are those organizations?
So they're here in Montgomery County. Like I said, Boy Scouts, the youth group, the Young Men's Youth League, and I believe that they are in Conroe and the Woodlands. And then the 3rd one is, oh my goodness.
It's a troop as well.
Okay, so it's 2 troops.
Yeah, it's a Boy Scout troop as well. They are not in Montgomery County, but they take it and do an extra step with the flag, and they take the grommets, and they have a tradition that they do with the grommets. They buff them and make them look nice, polish them, and then put them in cases and give those to veterans.
Wow.
Yeah. So it completes not only a legacy that I had the privilege of experiencing, but it also gives the youth a chance to get involved and continue that legacy.
Good outreach.
And then show appreciation to the community. And wow, so many people have reached out to us about what a difference this makes. And I challenge anybody, if anybody ever would like some stars to pass out, that experience in itself to be able to pass out to someone.
When do you pass them out?
Anywhere and everywhere. I mean, Cara, you've got a story.
I passed one out at Buc-ee's the other day, and to a gentleman who was just wearing a Black Rifle Coffee T-shirt, and I asked him if he was a veteran, and he said yes, and I told him I appreciated him, and he was so caught off guard, and was just blown away just for me saying I appreciated his service, because he said, people don't do that anymore. And then when I gave him the star, his face just lit up, and
so it made it special for you too.
Yeah. I mean, just given this, I got chills right now. Just giving the stars away and seeing the appreciation that veterans and active duty get makes it very special for us to know that we can let someone know they're not forgotten. This Saturday, I gave away so many at our birthday bash. and to active duty and to veterans. And I gave some even to our first responders. Our first responders are serving us as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
And the connection is just amazing. And it's something that they'll never forget, something that they can carry with them. That's why we call it Stars for Heroes, because it can go to active duty, it can go to veterans, military families go through that same experience, you know, for especially like for a mom. You know, it's hard enough for moms to go through empty nest syndrome, you know, but then to know that their duty is for the Department of Defense and Homeland Security is not taken lightly, and so it's you know, giving a Star for Hero to our parents and to our family members is also just as important. So it's an experience in itself.
So you meet on the third Tuesday of each month. 7 p.m. at Honor Cafe.
At
what
Honor
a great
Cafe.
place to meet.
I know. And doesn't it set the tone?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a perfect venue.
I mean, when you walked in,
I've been there many times before.
Right, but knowing
it
that,
just,
right, exactly.
it's the right place.
Yeah, we go all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We go for special holidays just because, but to have it there, it just it like gives you a big hug when you walk in.
Well, with all the military information all over and pictures and the way it's set up and
everything's donated, so you know it has a story behind it. It's a personal
has a story. Absolutely.
So,
well, I know my husband and I felt good about going to a meeting. Of course, he didn't know what to expect. I didn't tell him everything. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But he was the only guy, but he was okay, especially when walking around and looking at all the pictures and the stories up on the wall and things like that. He felt better after he was there for a while. So tell me what's up on the horizon. You'll have other care package parties.
Once a quarter, we're going to have care package parties. That is our big event that we try to hold each quarter. They will all be held at Honor Cafe. We've worked that out with Chris Sadler at Honor Cafe. And then...
that'll be June, September, and then in December will be our next ones. And of course, each one will have kind of like a little theme. Like our first one was our birthday bash, celebrating our first year.
So is this the first one you've ever done?
Yes, for our chapter.
Wow.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, and it was a great success. It was so much fun. We had literally all ages participating.
How many people attended about?
Probably there was a good 150 people.
For real? Wow.
Yeah,
it was ongoing. It was
ongoing
throughout the day.
Yes, it was through the whole day. And then, of course, people came in to the restaurant to eat, and then they participated. And then, of course, the market was going on next door, so people were coming by to check it out, and they came to pack. And so we had kids packing the boxes, and they got little... we do a buck for a duck, and we have little ducks that are dressed up in uniforms, so they get to donate $1, and so the kids had fun with the buck for a duck. Excuse me, but we'll have them every quarter. Like I said, June. We're coming up with a theme for June, and then we'll also have additional events. We'll work with Chris Sadler for any events that he holds. So we always volunteer and give back to him. So we'll be supporting his events as well. I believe he's wanting to plan something for Veterans Day and that kind of thing. We also, my company personally is donating. We have an annual event that donates to Texas first responders and the military families. So my company is donating a rally, the funds raised for a rally from Tomball, Texas to Conroe. With nothing but old cars, classic cars, vintage cars, hot rods, and it will be police escorted from Tomball to Conroe. And last year it was so cool seeing all the old cars drive down 105. And the guys come from, last year we were represented by 14 states. So this gets people from out of state involved in raising money for the chapter as well. Plus, gets them, lets them know that, hey, check out your neighborhood and see if you have a Blue Star Mom chapter. So it kind of just...
When is this?
This will be in May. It'll be Friday, May 13th.
Okay.
And
Friday the
there's-
13th.
Yes, exactly. And
That's
there's
good luck for me, Friday the 13th.
Right?
Yes, good luck Friday. But that'll be our next event. And the Blue Star Moms will have a tent up, and we'll be promoting not just locally, and of course fundraising locally, but nationally as well, because we want to make sure that the awareness gets out, because not too many people have heard about the Blue Star Moms. Even though we've been around for a long time, we do a lot of behind the support scene. We do a lot of volunteering for other nonprofits like the VFW halls, like Reese Across America. So you might not always see us in the front lines, but you'll always see us in the back.
Well, and I think it's a good partnership with the Veterans Commission, too.
Yes, I agree. When you mentioned that, I was like, wow, yes. Because
We have a meeting tonight, as a matter of fact.
Oh, even better. So, yeah, because,
Yeah,
with this
so
being
I can
our
talk
first,
about it.
Yeah, with this being our first year, we're still, getting organized and making sure our operations are running correctly, and then of course, making sure that our events are going, and there's such a need in the community. We're getting trained. We are currently getting trained right now so that we can do official volunteering with the the local VA hospital, the VA cemeteries.
I love that.
I mean, it's just, we have not stopped, but yet there's still so many places that we haven't even had a chance to reach out to yet. So we're on the move.
It's exciting.
Yeah, and expect to see us around and about.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's brought more awareness, and I know the Courier covered 2 stories.
Yes, they did.
2.
Oh, bless their hearts. Yes, they did. They covered us so well.
They're my
It
people.
was an honor. It was an honor to.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
I didn't do it, but everything always aligns somehow.
Yeah, it does. Everything's.
We've been very blessed here recently.
Yes.
So it's good
we
for
have.
just a brand new organization, not new per se,
The
but
chapter,
new to the
yes.
community.
Yes, new to the community.
Yeah, and it's, even though we've been out here and we've been trying to promote our name, we don't have the resources right now to get it everywhere, to get our name out to everyone until we start making the right connections.
Relationships.
Yeah, and build those
right.
relationships.
And
It's all about
so
relationships.
We're
Yeah, it
starting to
is.
get those relationships, like with Margie.
Yeah.
And so.
And Chris Sadler, and God, the VFW at 4709, wow.
Yep.
They were on
They're
board
connected.
automatic. Yes. And so and we participated in the parade in Montgomery, in the city of Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
And then so many other events that we've been getting involved in. It's just been so wonderful how accepting, which also proves the point that when the 3 founders started this chapter, we had heard someone at another event, we had heard that, oh my God, Heather, Montgomery County needs this. The community needs to start having our, bridging the gap. We've got to talk about health and safety issues with our military service members and their families.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to start talking about the suicide rates. We've got to
You
start
need to have resources, too.
Yes.
And you need to maybe have those on your Facebook page of where people can go for resources.
Yes.
Because there aren't any really local. You have to go to Houston or
right.
Austin or...
And that's where we want to bridge that
somewhere
gap.
else.
We want to show that there are and there's so many other, like we got affiliated with Combined Arms in Montgomery County. There's other nonprofits. If we can all just join forces and just
Well, it
build
makes everybody stronger.
It makes everybody stronger, and then everybody's skill set and resource set can help each other out, and then we'll never not need outside sources. We have our own team, we have our own community, and then our relationships are just going to get that much stronger.
That's a good beginning.
Yes, it is, and it's so exciting, and
See how far you can go.
so many wonderful experiences, so many cool stories to tell.
So you have all branches
Yes.
of the military involved.
Yes. Yes.
And you are Army.
Yes. I'm a 5th generation veteran.
And you,
And
Cara,
my stepson is a Marine.
Marine. but there's also Navy involved in this chapter. There's no Coast Guard, is there?
I am the my
You're
son.
Coast Guard too? Okay,
my
Coast
son.
Guard.
I have
Okay,
two
so
sons
you
that
have
are
two
current.
things.
Yes, I have Army and Coast Guard covered. We need some Air Force.
Yeah.
We need some more Army. We got a lot of Marines.
We have a lot of Marines.
So we have a great Marine family. We have lots of jokes and we stay competitive. But yes, it's open to all branches. And reserve units and first responders, because remember, there's a lot, the first responder family and community, a lot of them come from a military background, whether it's them themselves or their family members. So, we don't want to leave anybody behind, because, when it comes to volunteers that provide defense and for our Department of Defense and Homeland Security, Homeland Security is quite new as a branch of what they serve anything from local to our borders, which they work on a daily basis with our reserve units and our active duty military. So we're all so intertwined that we want to make sure that we don't leave anybody out, because the purpose is support. So that's our main goal.
Yeah. I spoke with a lady on Saturday at her birthday bash who is a widow. And since her husband passed, she has basically, she said, sat at home. And she's been looking for the right place to get involved and get out. And she spoke with a couple of us. And I think she'll be at our meeting this next month. She was very
responsive and very open.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God, this is the thing I've been waiting for. This is the thing I've been waiting for, because I've got, as a spouse, and then, of course, she still lives in the community, and she just wants to be involved.
Sure.
And she said, and her husband were so close that when he passed, she was like, my days aren't filled. I want to fill it with something. Give me some activities. I said, girl, do we have some activities for you?
Something that makes a difference.
Yes, it does.
Because it fills your heart to know that you're making a difference to, even if it's only one person, that you're mattering.
Well,
and
that's
what y'all are doing.
Well, that's
all
what it
are
starts
mattering
with. It
to.
starts with one person.
Absolutely. So the more you get out, more awareness, people just don't know. There's a lot of people.
Well, and another thing that we do, we collect handmade cards from Montgomery ISD. So we've gotten the children involved, and they are so excited. So once a year, we get with local schools, and we have them, as they do it for projects before Veterans Day, and then we go around and collect right before Veterans Day, and we hand out handmade cards from people, from children that made them in Montgomery County. So, what better way? All ages are welcome. We've got projects that bring the infants. We can sit there and rock the infant chair, and while we're feeding and make cards together, and then sharing the stories. Of course, sharing the stories about what it means, and everybody has a different perspective of what it means to serve, or to have served, or to know a family. Hey, my uncle served, or my grandfather served. Everybody's got a unique story, and it's great to share them.
So you need to have a child that's serving or that passed serving.
Yes, veteran status, or is currently or is a veteran. To be a member.
To be a member.
To
but
be
you
a Blue
can be an
Star mother.
associate member by just helping out, being a friend, being
family member, extended family member,
any of that.
father, grandfather, yeah.
But volunteers are always needed, and it doesn't really matter who you are.
No, friends. If you're a friend and you support the military.
If you support the military, jump in.
Yes, jump in.
Period.
Exactly.
So is there a website?
We're working on it. That's what the rally is for. The rally is going to raise money for our website, because we currently do not have the funds for a website. So that's what we're going to do in May, is raise the money for our website and get that up and running, so that we can get everything, because social media only goes so far. You can only put so much information on. We love sharing our pictures and our events and our meetings on social media, but we really need.
Well, that way you can have resources on there.
Yeah,
and
we've got to
different
have those
things.
resources on
You can
there.
have a list of all your
Yes.
board directors, or how to get involved, volunteer,
Our
donate,
calendar, yes,
whatever.
yes,
all, those
all that
different
needs to be.
things.
So that's our next goal.
Okay.
Is to get our website. So hopefully by June, and we've already got someone that's donating their services, but we need a little money to get that sucker going. So hopefully by June we'll be up and running with our website.
That's fabulous.
So it's really exciting.
Okay, so that page again is Spring Creek Area Blue Star Mothers. But if you want to go to a higher level and see what it's really, but you can go to bluestarmothers.org and see what it's like at the national level and how it got started, like you said, in 1942.
And we're celebrating our 80th year convention in July this year, so we're excited. We'll be going again this year.
And what does that mean?
This is for the national, where all the chapters come together nationally, and we have a whole week of activities. So we go over real business, serious stuff. We go over all the activities and events that we're invited to by Congress. For instance, our financial secretary, who's not here today, she was, as a representative, invited by Congress to go and lay the wreath with other national members.
That's a pretty big deal.
At the National Cemetery, which is a very big deal. And then every year we decorate Christmas trees at the White House. So there's all kinds of, throughout the year, Congress invites us to, as a national organization. So every year we have a convention. So we have fun activities, we do fundraising, we give whichever city our president's in usually chooses the city that we host. Last year was New Orleans. This year will be California. And then we also do local projects. So we raise and do some kind of fundraiser for the local hosting city military. So convention's is so much fun for us.
It'll be fabulous.
Yeah, and
and
so
maybe you can
week-long,
put just information about it on your Facebook
on our
page.
yes, that will be coming soon. We just started getting information about that. We'll put that out there.
So again, Spring Creek Area Blue Star Mothers, and we appreciate you coming on to tell us all about how you can get involved, what the organization does. And again, 7 p.m. Honor Cafe, third Tuesday of the month. Follow the page, learn more. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you so much.